Okay, so here we're going to be looking at profit maximization, the general case. And this is from my textbook in microeconomics, and I'm Richard Friberg. Okay, so in general, later on in the book, we'll be looking at specific cases, different assumptions on how demand looks and how firms interact with others. But in general, we can say that we assume that firms, typical baseline assumption is that firms are maximizing profits. They do so by choosing how much to produce in the simplest case that we start out with. So they're maximizing the difference between revenue that depends on quantity and costs that also depend on quantity. Okay? So want to maximize that. We can illustrate that in different ways. So let's start with drawing and graphing this. So we have here on the vertical axis, we have, let's see, price and marginal cost, something called marginal cost. We'll come back to what that is. And we have quantity on the horizontal axis. So the firm is choosing how much to produce. In essence, the more that the firm is producing, the more revenue is it bringing in, the more units is it selling, but the higher also cost likely to be. Okay, so there's looking for the sweet spot. So we can graph those in different ways. So let's start here with revenue. So if you're not selling any units, your revenue is equal to 0, and then there's increasing revenue like this. So for a lot of cases, this will be a straight line. We'll be coming back to that, but it could also have this kind of curvature if, as you're selling more units, the price that you're getting for those units is decreasing. So that's a revenue. There's also some costs. So costs depend on how much that the firm is producing. So let's see. So starting from somewhere, there's typically going to be some cost, even if you're not producing anything, as long as you're in sort of business. And then there's increasing cost like this. So the more they produce, the higher are the costs, and these can take different shapes. Okay. So the firm is interested in the difference between revenue and costs. So clearly down here, very low quantities. For this case, costs are higher than revenue, so profits, which we're also measuring on this vertical axis, typically denote profits by the Greek letter pi. So this is not 3.14, etc. It's profits typically in economics. So here costs are greater than revenue, so profit is negative. But then at some point, revenue is greater than cost, firm is making a profit. This difference is increasing here, so profits are becoming bigger and bigger. This might not be perfectly to scale, but hopefully listening and looking will give you the intuition. But then eventually the difference between these two is decreasing. Costs are increasing at a more rapid rate than what revenue is increasing. And at some point here, costs are actually above revenue again, and profit turns negative. Okay, so this is the profit function. So the question that we're posing to the firm is, or as analysts, is what should the optimal quantity be? Where would the firm want to position itself? Okay, how much does it want to produce? Well, if we're assuming that it wants to maximize profits, it just wants to find the point on the profit function where profit is the highest. So if we're thinking of this as a hill, we're coming from the left here, we're moving upwards, higher, 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 and then at some point we're starting to walk downwards again. So, stop and turn back, right? Where are profits the highest? Well, where the slope of the profit function is 0. Okay? We're at the top of the hill. This is where we're at the profit maximizing point. So we can describe that by writing the tangent. line that's just touching the profit function. Okay. So at this point, profits are the highest, and we denote that by Q star. So that's where the difference between the revenue and costs are the same. We could also note that the slope of the revenue and the costs are the same at this point. Okay, so using calculus to say the same thing, essentially, we can say, what do we assume that the firm is doing? Well, we're assuming that the firm is choosing quantity to maximize profits. What's profits? Well, it's revenue minus costs, that those both depend on quantity. Okay. Where do we, how do we find the tangent to the profit function? How do we find this point? Well, we note that the tangent is the same thing as a derivative of a function. So we're differentiating the profit function with respect to Q. What does that mean? That means dRQ. So the change in revenue as we're producing just a bit more. In other words, the tangent to the revenue curve, the slope of revenue function. So how is revenue changing when we're producing 1 unit more or a little bit more? Minus the C of Q dQ. So the marginal cost, how are costs changing when we're producing just a little bit more? And so that's the slope of the profit function. And at the optimum, that slope is equal to 0. Okay. So the that's what we sometimes call the first order condition for profit maximization. There's also a second order condition. The second derivative needs to be negative. So we're actually looking at the top of the hill rather than bottom of the valley. But for this book, we can assume that the cases that we're looking at well behaved. So you can sort of take that as a given. So just reshuffling here, what do we have? Well, we have what we call the marginal revenue equals the marginal cost. Okay, so the slope of the revenue curve and the cost function are the same at the optimal point. So this is a very general condition in economics for finding the profit maximizing quantity.